Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Peter Dubois.
And I'm Beth Jones. First tonight, wintry weather has once again set in as we are blanketed in snow and some gusty winds as well.
That's right. Yeah, definitely affecting a lot of areas across our region. And with that, we're going to just hit pause right off the bat and take a first look at our forecast.
With Mr. Jeff Weller.
All right, thank you. Zuelke Tree Service has been providing top-notch arborist services to the greater Bangor region. Our reputation for quality and equipment, the customer satisfaction speaks for itself. See for yourself and give us a call today. All right, so the advisories are posted into tomorrow morning. This is for a combination of wind, snow, and a lot of it in some areas. A winter storm warning and a winter weather advisory continues through tonight into early parts of tomorrow. Here's that system now. There are breaks in the precipitation, but overall there is lots of wind in here, lots of snow as it kind of rotates around the area tonight with those gusty winds up to 50 to 60 miles per hour. And there's still some more of this to get through this evening with our first nor'easter of the year. Our forecast then for tonight, though, is snow and wind out there diminishing towards sunrise tomorrow morning with low temperatures near 30. Your full forecast is coming up.
All right, Jeff, thank you. Meanwhile, an important notice for Bangor residents. There is a downtown parking ban in effect from 11 p.m. tonight through 6 a.m. tomorrow to allow for snow management operations. During a downtown parking ban, vehicles may not be parked on city streets in the downtown parking management district. Vehicles left on the street during a parking ban may be ticketed and towed at the owner's expense. There's also a seasonal parking ban on city streets outside of the downtown parking management district between the hours of midnight and 6 a.m. That taking place through the end of this month.
In other news tonight, a tent inside Bangor's homeless encampment ignited Tuesday afternoon. Bangor Fire responded to the area commonly known as Tent City to put out those flames. Bangor Police and the Maine Forest Service were called in to investigate the scene. The cause of that fire has yet to be determined, but we spoke to the owner of the tent who described the moment the incident occurred.
I was sleeping and my boy came in earlier, the camper right over here, and woke me up and said, "There's a fire, you guys need to get out. Your house burned down, most you need to get out and you make sure the camper's not catching on fire too."
A member of Bangor's community outreach program came to the scene to make sure Targon was all set. He also tells us that there was nothing salvageable, unfortunately, from the fire.
A group of brave citizens helped rescue a man from a burning home in Prospect today. Prospect Fire Chief David Terry says some people noticed flames coming from the home at 1355 Acadia Highway before fire crews arrived on scene. He says they were able to pull the wheelchair-bound man from the home and attended to him until crews arrived. Chief Terry says the fire was put out quickly thanks to mutual aid from nearby departments.
We got the fire knocked down in the first couple of minutes thanks to Stockton Springs Fire. They were here first on scene and got some lines in there and got the fire knocked down.
Chief Terry says the house did sustain extensive damage and is uninhabitable at this time. The victim suffered some burns and has been transported to Waldo County General Hospital. The State Fire Marshal's office is investigating what caused that fire.
Well, the Washington County grand jury has indicted a Pleasant Point man charged with shooting another man twice. Louis Dana was arrested in December after a man suffering from 2 gunshot wounds walked into the Pleasant Point Police Department. He was taken to the Calais Community Hospital for treatment of non-life-threatening injuries. Dana's lawyer alleges he acted in self-defense and that the shooting was part of an altercation that took place days before. Dana was indicted for elevated aggravated assault, and possession of a firearm by a prohibited person.
An Augusta man has been sentenced to 16 months behind bars for assaulting a federal officer at the Edmund S. Muskie Federal Building. 41-year-old Derek White pleaded guilty in September of last year. According to court records, in April 2022, White entered the building in Augusta and approached a security screening station. Records show he pressed a security officer against a wall and put a knife to his throat. A second officer drew his weapon and ordered White to drop the knife. When White refused to, the officer fired a single shot, which hit White. He was taken to the hospital and subsequently charged.
Well, a Bangor woman pleaded guilty to conspiracy to distribute and possession with intent to distribute methamphetamine and fentanyl. According to court records, 52-year-old Carol Gordon and others trafficked methamphetamine and fentanyl in Penobscot and Aroostook counties between January 2018 and December 2021. Gordon allowed other members to deal drugs from her residence and served as a go-between for many of the transactions. Gordon faces up to 20 years in prison.
The Waldo County Sheriff's Office has released additional information after a 10-year-old was caught with a gun on school premises in Monroe last week. On March 10th, officers responded to Monroe Elementary School after they received reports that a student was in possession of a .22 caliber handgun on school grounds. There were no injuries. However, the student was placed under arrest and taken to the Waldo County Sheriff's Office. A Monroe Elementary employee confirmed RSU-3 held a school board meeting to discuss the matter. They plan to follow existing weapons, violence, and school safety policies. After further investigation, the Waldo County Sheriff's Office reports the firearm was not loaded. The 10-year-old student has been charged with aggravated reckless conduct, criminal terrorizing, criminal threatening, and threatening display of or carrying a concealed weapon. The student has been released to their parents' custody, and they will be in court on March 18th.
Well, state officials looking to provide funding to Penobscot County Police are facing some strong opposition. Our David Ledford has the story.
Maine State Police officials are hoping to stop two bills aimed at providing funding for new patrol positions in Penobscot County. Both bills, LD 799 and LD 756, would provide funding to the Penobscot County Sheriff's Office to cover rural areas. LD 799, sponsored by State Representative Joe Perry, calls for the state to give the Sheriff's Office $1.2 million in funding for 6 new positions.
Rural Maine definitely needs police coverage, be it the state police or the county sheriff. So this is just to ensure that people of rural Maine have adequate coverage when there's an emergency. That is not a long wait.
Maine State Police Lieutenant Colonel Brian Scott told members of the 131st Maine Legislature in a written testimony why his agency opposes the bills. Although we agree that law enforcement resources are stretched very thin throughout the state of Maine, we strongly disagree that this is the way to resolve the issue. Generally speaking, county funding is for county operations and state funding is for state operations. Their funding request directly impacts the state police since it competes for the funding our agency receives to run its operations. However, Representative Perry says the state has a more diverse revenue source, while the Penobscot County Sheriff's Office is funded solely by property tax dollars. Dale Lancaster, sheriff of the Somerset County Police Department and president of the Maine Sheriff's Association, says that staffing shortages have become an issue across the state.
What we do know is that there is a need for more patrol deputies to fill the calls that we receive. Not all counties are in need of additional deputies, but many counties are.
Both bills are currently in committee awaiting consideration. In Bangor, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
The public comment period is now open so people can weigh in on the wording of the right to repair ballot question. The citizen initiative would allow car owners and independent repair shops access to vehicle diagnostic system data in order for them to be able to have work done on their cars by the mechanic of their choice. The Secretary of State will be accepting comments until April 13th. You can email your comments to publiccomment.sos@maine.gov. You can use the subject line public comment, right to repair.
Alrighty, well, still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, we'll tell you about a proposed solar farm in the town of Orrington.
And the Natural Resources Council of Maine claims the Milford Dam is in violation of federal law, a claim the company operating the dam disputes. We'll have the details with those stories and much more after this.
Looking to buy or sell a home? The More True team of Better Homes and Gardens works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. Give the ladies of the More True team a call today or visit their Facebook page.
It wasn't just a little bit of soot on an old family photo. It wasn't just a couple of books soaked in water. And when you called Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration, you were not just another customer. That family photo hangs high yet again, and those irreplaceable first editions stay cemented in history. You keep the memories, we'll handle the rest. Statewide commercial and residential services. Bouchard Cleaning and Restoration.
With AAA insurance, by bundling our home and auto policies, we saved over $450.
And we were shocked at the savings.
When we switched to AAA auto insurance and bundled our policies, we were able to save over $400 every year.
Switch to AAA insurance today, and you could save an average of $483 on auto insurance. Compare that to State Farm, Geico, even Allstate. Call now for your free AAA full picture quote to find out how much you could save.
Well, my passion is hang gliding. I've been doing it for over 30 years, and it's like flying. I mean, it's like everything you always dreamed about. AAA insurance helps us save more.
And do more.
The savings from AAA insurance has allowed me to pursue my passion of making jewelry. It's great to have a little bit of extra cash to do something that you love.
To find out how much you could save by switching to AAA insurance, call 866-460-1291 for your free AAA full picture quote today. You'll be glad you did.
It's an epic new season with weekly themes and a special new twist.
What? Somebody's messing with us.
The Masked Singer, Wednesday on Fox.
Looking to buy or sell a home? The More True team of Better Homes and Gardens works throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area. Give the ladies of the More True team a call today or visit their Facebook page.
Coming up on Good Morning Maine, we'll have all the latest details on that big storm that's blowing its way through the area, hearing about how people have prepared and how much more snow we can likely expect throughout the day. Plus, we'll have information about the latest lobster size limits for people hauling traps. This and more coming up on Good Morning Maine.
Welcome back. A solar farm could be coming to the town of Orrington. March 16th, the town will conduct a meeting to further discuss a proposed industrial solar energy system that aims to set up shop in Orrington. The company previously proposed a project. However, the town established a moratorium back in 2021 when the town's planning board developed a solar ordinance for oversight purposes. In June of 2022, the town adopted the solar ordinance. Now, the company is back with a revised proposal.
The meeting is designed for the planning board to review all aspects of the solar ordinance in that did the plan development meet all of the items in the ordinance. The public is invited to attend and participate and give their opinion.
Residents and businesses within 1,000 feet of the proposed solar farm site have been notified by mail about this week's informational meeting.
A state district attorney has decided to honor the victims of a devastating car crash in a unique way. AJ Douglas talked to leaders in the city of Augusta to learn just how the city plans to remember those involved while working to prevent additional traffic accidents.
May 20 of 2021, 3 people lost their lives for simply walking along Coney Road. Now the city of Augusta is working to honor these women and young child in a special way.
Augusta is a very caring community, and I think it's very appropriate that we are able to memorialize their memories.
The district attorney for Kennebec and Somerset counties, Megan Maloney, says she spoke with the families involved and family members love the idea of a memorial instead of additional court fines paid by the driver, Robert Santerre, who fell asleep behind the wheel.
It was her creative thinking, I think, that came up with this idea of a memorial for the victims of the accident.
Santerre convicted of a traffic infraction causing death in order to pay $5,000 in restitution. Maloney offered those funds to the city of Augusta to build the memorial. A city council member says the board gladly accepted the district attorney's offer.
The memorial will be befitting them, but it certainly won't make it any easier for the folks that have suffered the loss.
The city is working to make sure no more accidents occur on Coney Road.
What the city of Augusta is doing right now is in the design phase of a sidewalk that runs along the Coney Road and past the scene of the accident.
A plaque memorial will be placed on the sidewalk project to remember those who perished in the accident. In Augusta, AJ Douglas, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
According to the Natural Resources Council of Maine, a recent report from the Maine Department of Marine Resources has found that the Milford Dam is violating federal environmental law. However, Brookfield Renewable, the owner of that dam, is pushing back, saying they're in compliance. Emma Smith has the details.
According to recent documents obtained through the state's Freedom of Access Act, the Milford Dam is delaying about 80% of Atlantic salmon that are trying to get upstream. And according to local scientists, this is in violation of the Endangered Species Act.
The delays use up so much energy reserves of these salmon that after spawning, they don't have any energy left to get back to the ocean. They're much more likely to die.
But in a statement we received from a spokesperson for Brookfield, they say that, quote, Brookfield Renewable U.S. has diligently implemented the requirements of the Penobscot River Restoration Project settlement, including the installation of a fish lift at the Milford Dam. The Milford fish lift collectively passes over 95% of salmon, and Brookfield continues to work diligently with the relevant regulatory agencies on measures to improve passage delay performance, unquote. But it appears that this data does not align with the standards of some local scientists.
80% of the fish are failing to pass within the required time frame. This is a requirement of Brookfield's federal license.
And it's also challenging to expect a fish to swim into a 8-foot or 10-foot wide concrete trough that is filled with noise and commotion and vibration from the ongoing hydro generation. So what you'd want to have is a free swim passage, a bypass channel, alternate fishways set out away from the building. The company is in a position where they are not really doing anything at all that I have seen. Gathering information is what I've told, because they're not being forced to.
We hope to see that as a result of this publicity, that Brookfield and the federal government will get their act together and make some changes at this dam. And if they don't make changes and make them soon, then we have to consider litigation.
A lawsuit such as this would not be the first of its kind for Brookfield and local environmentalist groups. In Milford, I'm Emma Smith for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
4 Ukrainian teenagers fled to the United States in search of a better opportunity. Our Matthew Jurancic talked to the students about their journey.
Denis Romishin was born and raised in Ukraine. He was living in Kyiv when Russia invaded his home country on February 24, 2022.
A week before the war, I had a feeling that something was off, and I had the same feeling a week before war started when I was 8 years old. And the night before the war, couldn't sleep until like 4 in the morning. 2 hours passed and started blowing up.
Romishin was one of 4 Ukrainian teenagers who sought asylum in Bangor, leaving their lives behind for a better opportunity. The others were Alexander Shevchenko, Alexander Smetana, and Masha Gidlianova. Their lives were changed forever when John Baptist head of school David Armistead volunteered to house them at the school last year.
This was a thing we could do to help 4 students in a time of great crisis in their countries.
Each student was awarded a scholarship to continue their education at John Baptist, and the Ukrainians are taking advantage of this opportunity.
I'm just grateful for the support and help. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to study in America and just get the normal education.
Each teenager shared their aspirations upon graduating. Shevchenko plans to get a degree in psychology. Romishin said he wants to play football at the college level. The teenagers thank Armistead for making these visions possible.
That is really my dream come true, because I always dreamt about getting into university in US and then finding some job maybe in Ukraine and helping to rebuild the Ukraine after the war. I'm touched with all the support that John Baptist gave me.
In Bangor, Matthew Jurancic reporting for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, coming up on the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22, we'll have the latest from the Russian invasion of Ukraine.
And a report on inflation rates and the recent major bank failures. We'll have those stories and much more as the 10 p.m. news on Fox 22 comes right back.
Looks like you've been sleeping well.
Megan, he's back.
The MyPillow guy.
And you're looking good.
Still feeling good.
Well, just when you thought it couldn't get any better, we've got the best pillow ever, MyPillow 2.0.
Wow, it's so soft and smooth.
It's cool to the touch. How did you do that?
Well, we took MyPillow's patented fill and combined it with this new technology that we didn't have back then when I invented MyPillow to bring you the best pillow in history, MyPillow 2.0. Just like all of you, I never imagined that MyPillow could get any better. That's why I haven't changed it in nearly 20 years. Then I heard about a revolutionary new technology, and I knew I had to bring it to you all. MyPillow 2.0 is truly the next generation of MyPillow.
The MyPillow 2.0 is cooler and softer than the last MyPillow. It is so comfortable to sleep on at night. I look forward to going to bed, and I wake up well rested in the morning.
Sleep is all about temperature and height. MyPillow 2.0's patented adjustable fill is going to give you the exact individual support you need from your head to your bed. And now here's where it gets even better. We've all experienced those temperature-related sleep interruptions where you get too hot, you toss and turn, you flip your pillow over to the cool side. Well, all that's gone with my brand new MyPillow 2.0 cooling fabric that's made with temperature-regulating thread.
The best sleep just got even better. Whether you have a MyPillow or not, you need to get the brand new MyPillow 2.0. Call or go to MyPillow.com now. Use your promo code, and for a limited time when you buy one, you'll get a second one absolutely free.
You're sleeping even better.
And cooler, too.
And you're looking good.
Feeling good.
I knew you would.
Visit MyPillow.com. So with a Planet Fitness Black Card, I'll get a post-workout glow like that guy.
Everybody knows that you need to glow.
And I get a free Amazon Halo to track my fitness and sleep.
Sign up for the PF Black Card for $1 down, $24.99 a month to get a free Amazon Halo View. Ends March 15th.
Small town farmers and big city women.
I'm moving in.
Search for love in the heartland.
It's really hit me in the heart like this is real.
If Yellowstone and The Bachelor had a baby, it would be Farmer Wants a Wife. All new Wednesdays on Fox and watch anytime on Hulu.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
A Russian fighter jet hit a U.S. drone over the Black Sea, forcing it down. The incident appears to mark the first time since the Cold War that a U.S. aircraft was brought down after an encounter with a Russian warplane. The collision exacerbating to the United States rising tensions with Russia amid the ongoing war with Ukraine. Fox's Madeline Rivera reports from Washington.
And I want to tell Mr. Putin, stop this behavior.
Lawmakers in the nation's capital are condemning Russia after one of its fighter jets collided with an unmanned U.S. drone over the Black Sea. Defense officials say an MQ-9 drone was conducting routine operations in international airspace when two Russian Su-27 jets intercepted it.
What we saw, again, were fighter aircraft dumping fuel in front of this UAV and then getting so close to the aircraft that it actually damaged the propeller on the MQ-9.
The U.S. says it had no choice but to bring the drone down because of the damages. Defense officials are accusing Russian pilots of engaging in a pattern of dangerous actions that may lead to unintended consequences as the war in Ukraine drags on.
We don't want to see this war escalate beyond what it already has done to the Ukrainian people.
The Russian Defense Ministry is pushing back, saying its forces had recorded an American drone heading to the country's borders. Fighter jets were launched to identify the drone, but Russian officials say the MQ-9 lost control and crashed as a result of sharp maneuvering. They add their fighters did not come into contact with the drone.
We obviously refute the Russian denial.
Russia's ambassador to the United States was summoned to the U.S. State Department, which denounced the collision, calling it a brazen violation of international law.
It is up to the Pentagon, to the Biden administration, in this case and in other cases, to reflect that there will be consequences to aggressive behavior. And so, that's the part that remains to be seen here.
The U.S. has not yet recovered the drone. In Washington, Madeline Rivera, Fox News.
Meanwhile, Russia's advance on the hotly contested city of Bakhmut is now stalled with non-stop combat. Fox's Mike Tobin has more from Kyiv.
The longest battle of the war is grinding on. Russia taking heavy casualties as its nonstop assault on the city of Bakhmut churns up manpower and resources. The Russian advance is now reportedly stalled, and the Wagner mercenary group has resorted to recruiting fresh troops at Russian high schools. The Ukrainian military says Bakhmut is, quote, littered with the corpses of Russians, and Ukrainian troops are holding their ground despite taking heavy casualties.
It is very tough in the east, very painful. We must destroy the enemy's military power, and we shall destroy it.
Meanwhile, far away from the front lines, dozens of Ukrainian soldiers are learning how to operate German-made Leopard tanks, which are expected to be delivered to Ukraine in the coming months. The Pentagon also considering more military aid as the fighting intensifies.
We are not at war with Russia, nor do we seek war with Russia. Our focus is purely on supporting Ukraine to defend itself, and so that's what we'll continue to do.
And as his military struggles on the ground, Russian President Vladimir Putin is once again framing this war as a battle for the survival of Russia, claiming his country is fighting for its existence and hailing what he calls Russia's strength in the face of Western aggression.
What did our enemy count on? That we would collapse in 2 to 3 weeks or in a month. That's what they were counting on. This did not happen.
Most experts agree Bakhmut has little strategic value, and the Russians are simply looking to hand Putin a long-desired battlefield victory. In Kyiv, Mike Tobin, Fox News.
The fallout continues after the collapse of 2 banks. For one thing, there are now investigations to see what went wrong, and new economic data is out as the administration is hoping to reassure Americans that the economy is strong. Fox's Lauren Blanchard is in Washington with more.
As small businesses are still reeling from an uncertain weekend, the Justice Department and the Securities and Exchange Commission are launching probes of the Silicon Valley Bank collapse, though no charges have been announced.
The underlying causes was basic fiscal and monetary policy errors.
President Biden assured depositors they would be made whole without taxpayer dollars, but investors in the bank are out of luck.
I think that they move quickly and effectively. Now, of course, we need to conduct a full postmortem to figure out everything that went wrong.
Now, a class action lawsuit is being filed against the CEO and CFO of the bank and the parent company, Silicon Valley Bank Financial Group. Shareholders say despite having the data, the company did not disclose the risk they were taking when interest rates began to climb. Adding to the already busy week, the February inflation rate is out at 6% year over year, lower than the month before, but still high. Analysts are split on whether the 2 bank collapses will slow the Federal Reserve's aggressive interest rate hikes.
The Fed can, if they choose, either skip a rate hike right now in the near term, or talk about stopping this tightening policy that they have in the longer term.
There's absolutely no way the Fed is pausing next week. I just don't see it.
When the Fed meets next week, many believe they will continue to raise interest rates, though only at a 0.25 percentage point. In Washington, Lauren Blanchard, Fox News.
And still to come on Fox 22 News at 10, we'll have continuing coverage of the multifaceted crisis that teen girls are facing in the U.S.
And then in sports, hear from Cooper and Ace Flagg as they reflect on their time at Montverde Academy so far. That story coming up.
We're coming up there! See you never!
Gordon Ramsay does not do losing.
Hurry up! Hurry up!
We on Next Level Chef, baby. Next Level Chef, Thursday on Fox.
Paramount Paving, Maine's go-to for all your paving and seal coating. Paramount Paving offers commercial and residential paving and seal coating services throughout eastern and central Maine. Give us a call for a free estimate today. Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Nice.
Sweet.
Go big or go home.
What'd you say?
What's up?
Right now, you could save up to $1,100 with affordable 3.99% financing on most four-wheel drive Tacoma models. And every Tacoma comes with 2 years no-cost maintenance and more.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Are you looking to have some fun, including soaring on Skyrider, the ultimate indoor zip line? Well, come over to Urban Air, Bangor's #1 birthday party destination, located at the Airport Mall. Urban Air has gravity-defying attractions for all ages, including our Warrior Course, trampolines, enormous arcade section, and climbing walls. Call us today to schedule your birthday party. And don't forget, We have endless play memberships available as well. Urban Air, let them fly.
Say goodbye to lag times and death spirals with our crazy fast fiber internet. At GoNet Speed, we've dropped our prices on fiber. That means hello to fast fiber internet starting at just $49.95 per month. Or go up to 1 gig, that's 1,000 megabits per second, for only $69.95 a month. The lowest prices we've ever offered. No contract, no hidden fees, no joke. Visit GoNetspeed.com to check availability in your area.
Sunday on Fox.
We take the green flag in Atlanta.
The deafening roar of NASCAR hits the high banks of Atlanta.
This is going to be a tough one. Go.
Frenzied pack racing, blistering speeds.
Don't give up, man. Stay on it.
This is a race of a different breed. NASCAR Cup Series and Better Health 400. Coverage begins Sunday at 2 Eastern on Fox.
Paramount Paving, Maine's go-to for all your paving and seal coating. Paramount Paving offers commercial and residential paving and seal coating services throughout eastern and central Maine. Give us a call for a free estimate today. Paramount Paving. When it comes to paving, we are Paramount.
Welcome back. School and state officials in Alabama are adding an extra layer of protection to children's classrooms. Fox's Jillian Brooks tells us more.
In a second grade classroom at West Elementary, this floor-to-ceiling whiteboard turns into an additional room. And it's designed to save lives during an unthinkable emergency.
Our goal here is to give every kid an opportunity to go home in the evening.
Kevin Thomas was spending his time making ballistic housing units for the military with his company KT Security Solutions. But after the school shooting in Uvalde, Texas last spring, his focus shifted to the classroom.
We came up with a deployable solution that takes up 5 inches of wall space when it's not being used in the corner of a classroom.
Thomas took his idea to State Senator Garland Gudger, who introduced him to Superintendent Kyle Koloff. From there, the pilot program for the Rapid Deploy Safe Room system started in the classrooms of West Elementary.
It's that easy.
I mean, it is sad, but it's something that's on our, as leaders in education, you're always thinking, it's unfortunate, it is sad, but it's where we are.
The unit expands into the safe room in less than 10 seconds. Once in place, it locks from the inside that can only be unlocked by a teacher.
In the unimaginable thought or action of an active shooter, this is a safe place for the students and a teacher to get in.
Serving as a ballistic shield in the event of an active shooter, a shelter during severe weather, or an additional space for students and teachers.
This is not going to fix the issues that cause these things, but it's going to give us a protected place to go until we figure that out as a community and as a nation.
Now, there are 2 of these here at West Elementary, and they are the only 2 in the nation, but those state and local leaders hope to see funding that will put these in every classroom across the country.
Well, experts say as more teen girls spend more of their time online, they're becoming easier targets for sexual violence. Fox's Jillian Turner has more on this story from Washington.
18% of teen girls in America have experienced sexual violence, including being forced to have sex, according to the CDC.
They're pretty much a dinner menu for predators.
One major driver, according to Special Agent in charge of investigations for Homeland Security, Derek Gordon, teen girls, just like everyone else, are living more of their lives online.
It's easy pickings, if you will, for the pedophile. He could just look at a significant amount of potential victims and hone down the one he wants.
94% of all women who are raped experience PTSD as a consequence, and 33% actually contemplate suicide. Girls who are sexually abused are also more likely to drop out of school or fail, abuse drugs and alcohol, and suffer anxiety, depression, and eating disorders.
Sexual exploitation or abuse can be incredibly traumatic. And in my experience, many young people don't always want to disclose that these are happening.
Why don't teen girls want to talk about sexual trauma? Listen to 17-year-old Ingrid Boshoff.
We live in a world that just blames the victims for what is done to them because of everything they could have done. Your mind is just filled with all the things you shouldn't have done.
Justice Department statistics also show teen girls 16 to 19 years old are 4 times likelier than anyone else to be sexually abused. Officials now say it's crucial to reframe how Americans think about this crisis.
People will often say, so what's going on with girls? And I think it's important to take a step back and say, well, when we're looking at who's perpetrating violence, often it's boys. So we need to be looking at boys and girls and looking at how we can engage boys in bystander interventions and being allies.
Government officials tell us sexual exploitation of teen girls is also on the rise. So much so, they've coined a term for predators who obtain sexual images of teens and demand payments to keep it secret. They call it sextortion. In Washington, Jillian Turner, Fox News.
Meanwhile, a massive winter storm brings heavy snow and gusty winds to the Northeast. That system already knocking out power to thousands of people. Fox's Rebecca Castor has more.
It's been a mild winter so far, but Tuesday, people across the Northeast saw their first major storm this season.
I wouldn't be out if I wasn't plowing.
A nor'easter dropping heavy snow from Pennsylvania up through New England, putting millions of Americans under weather alerts. It quickly coated roads and forced hundreds of flight cancellations. Roughly 2 feet of precipitation fell in parts of Massachusetts, leading to whiteout conditions for drivers.
I was driving with my lights off because it was easier to see. Going about 20 miles per hour. It's really slick out there.
Along the New England coast, the system stirred up waves and threatened to flood coastal communities. In New York, the National Weather Service says snow fell at a rate of 2 inches per hour. At times, it snapped tree branches and weighed down power lines, leaving thousands of homes and businesses without electricity.
We've escaped a lot of inclement weather this year. It's been an easy ride. So, yeah, it's March, but we're still getting a little bit of what winter is all about.
Snowplow drivers and utility crews are working around the clock to respond to the storm. State and local officials urging people to be cautious as this nor'easter moves through the region.
We've been in touch with companies who might be running some of our cranes and other large-scale construction projects to be aware, secure all of the materials and equipment.
Forecasters expect the heavy rain and snow to be out of the region by Wednesday. In Lake George, New York, Rebecca Castor, Fox News.
So now, having gotten a glimpse of what it's doing perhaps in southern New England and other parts of the country, we know here at home, I don't feel like it's been a mild winter at all. I feel like we've been sort of repeatedly clobbered since the Christmas storm, for sure. And chilly temperatures, too. We have seen some serious Arctic blasts.
Yeah, you are absolutely right about that. And, you know, it's hard to really get a mild storm, especially when you live, or not mild storm, but a mild winter when you live in Maine.
Right.
We have seen those repeated storms and just a lot of that melting and refreezing, and so we haven't gotten so much snow, but because of the conditions that we've experienced, it has made things really slick and just really tough. And like you said, with all that cold, it's having an impact on us.
I think it depends on where you are too. And I think we've had a fair amount of snow for sure.
Right.
Maybe not the worst snow season that we've had by far, but I feel like just myself in the last few years, I've witnessed a few winters where we've gotten less snow than what we've gotten this year. I feel like we've gotten a pretty steady clip. There haven't been too many storms where it was, just a dusting and then it moved out. We've gotten accumulation pretty much every time.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with you there. And again, another reminder to take extra caution when you're on the roads and even just walking around. You know, it's so easy to slip and fall on snow or ice. So
definitely know that firsthand.
Yes.
Alrighty, well, Jeff Weller's coming back with our full 5 days. Stay with us.
Wind gusts to 64 miles per hour in Washington County so far, and more of that is on the way with some locally heavy snowfall. Those details for you when I come back.
Are you considering buying a new home? A home inspection is a major step in the home buying process. Knowing the current condition of your future home is very important. From simple DIY repairs to major issues that could cost thousands down the road. Not only can TJ inspect your property, but he is also a licensed contractor. Give him a call today at 210-5000 for a free inspection quote.
Welcome to Kings Mountain RC and Hobby Shop in Brewer.
And some call me the King.
There are RC trucks, cars, crawlers, and parts aplenty. There are planes, metal detectors, and gear galore. I have decreed that all people can book birthday parties with their RC vehicles provided for all. We have indoor and outdoor tracks and crawling courses available. Bring yourself, your family, and friends to Kings Mountain RC and Hobby Shop, South Main Street, Brewer.
Why should your new floor come from Carpet One? Because we're passionate about the spaces our neighbors call home. We're part of your community, and we're also part of the world's largest cooperative of independently owned and operated flooring stores. So you can be sure you'll get great selection and outstanding value with every installation. Whether it's carpet, hardwood, tile, or luxury vinyl, our experts take the guesswork out of choosing the right floor. We're your local Carpet One Floor and Home, the one store for your perfect floor.
Hanks Husqvarna is your full-line Husqvarna dealer with 2 convenient locations, 32 Old State Road in Carmel and 19 Moosehead Trail in Newport. Whether it's tractors and zero turns, chainsaws to trimmers, or pressure washers to snow blowers, everything is set up, serviced, and ready to go by our certified Husqvarna technician. And all sales are backed by our in-house Husqvarna warranty. For parts, service, or sales, stop in to Hanks Husqvarna, Carmel, or Newport.
They're relentless! It's starting to feel extremely targeted!
That one really likes you! Animal Control, this Thursday on Fox.
Here we go. Your full weather is brought to you by Blue Alpaca Ranch and Store. Visit our ranch and meet the alpacas or shop in our store in downtown Belfast. And we are going through some snow and wind out there right now that will linger through tonight into tomorrow. In fact, it's probably not going to end until around this time tomorrow evening as the storm system kind of pulls off to our east. The advisories are up, and here is a winter weather advisory to the north, a winter storm warning across our central region, including down east areas as well, for wind and snow tonight. There will be some breaks in the snow from time to time, but overall, this nor'easter is doing what it's supposed to do. So here it is out there now. Again, lots of wind energy in here, lots of snow in here as well. The darker blue colors are heavy snow or moderate snow at least, and it's all going to rotate through the region this evening and then take its time kind of getting out of here. So overall, several more hours of this yet to go through this evening with several breaks in there too. So overall, we have a rough night ahead for much of the area. Let's walk it through. So here we are tonight into tomorrow. Here's 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. Still some light snow across the region and some wind as this thing kind of slowly pulls away. And then throughout the day tomorrow, things are improving slowly. Here's 9 o'clock tomorrow night, just a couple of flurries around. And then by later Thursday morning, looking pretty good. We can see a nice day actually on Thursday before our next weather system gets in here later on Friday into Saturday. I know, they keep coming, right? There's more weather on the way for us this weekend. Going forward, though, snowfall-wise. So again, this system is not the snowiest system in the world, but overall, another 1 to probably 4 inches of snow overnight tonight with those gusty winds blowing and drifting snow as well out there tonight. So look for reduced visibility across our region with wind gusts right now sustained, not gusting, it's sustained at 28 in Bangor, 20 in Bar Harbor. So it's windy out there currently. We'll get wind gusts tonight near 50 to 60 miles per hour, and it's going to blow and drift that snow around. So going forward, so here's our nor'easter, right? The snow continues tonight into tomorrow with snow and wind. There could be some drizzle mixed in tomorrow as well. Wind gusts in excess of 40 miles per hour with that blowing snow. All right, so temperatures today briefly hit upper 30s, been falling ever since, though. We're back below freezing now, and will likely stay right near freezing overnight tonight. Speaking of freezing, though, the results are in from February, temperature-wise globally, and February came back as the 4th warmest February on record globally. So that's land and ocean temperatures. So on this map, red's above average and blue is below. Lots of red during the month of February. For us, though, for tonight, though, lots of snow and some blowing snow and wind. Low temperatures down near 30. That northeast wind could gust near 50 overnight. For tomorrow, rain and the snow showers, decrease in intensity, though. So some sprinkles, some flurries out there, some drizzle as well, with high temperatures back in the low to mid 30s. And then looking ahead, your 5-day forecast shows that wintry mix tomorrow, a nice day Thursday. Our next weather system gets in here on Friday with the rain-snow mix in the early parts of Saturday with temperatures in the 40s Friday into Saturday. Beth?
Not much of a break coming our way, so
Yeah.
get your cautious driver hat out and don't put it away for the next few days.
Yeah, seriously, you might just want to keep it on.
Keep it on
for the rest of the
at
week.
all times,
Yeah,
absolutely,
that's
which in theory you should be doing anyway, but
Exactly.
especially on a week like this.
That's some good advice right there.
Alrighty.
Well, sports is coming up next with Tyler Cruz. Stay with us.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Perfect.
Nice.
As long as we're imagining.
Give it up for your reigning fishing champion!
Me? Oh, come on. Right now, you could save up to $1,000 with affordable 3.99% financing on an all-wheel drive RAV4. And every RAV4 comes with 2 years no-cost maintenance and more.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Hey, it's Eric from Green Bear 420. We've been in business since 2010 and going strong, so stop in and check us out. We specialize in glass art by over 100 local artists and even have live glass blowing. Plus, we carry incense, novelties, t-shirts, and hard-to-find items. We have tons of local products for the tie-dye wearing person in your circle of friends. Come see us at 531 Moosehead Trail in Newport. And remember, Green Bear 420, it's not just a store, it's a lifestyle.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. Get 3.9% financing plus current Chevy owners get $2,500 cash allowance on this Silverado, or qualified lessees with a current eligible lease can get this Silverado for $399 a month.
Tonight's Sports is brought to you by Ansley Moore, a realtor since 2013, working throughout the state of Maine with both buyers and sellers with a focus on the greater Bangor area.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Let's start on the hardwood. This past weekend, 2 stars of the Nokomis basketball community made their way back to Maine. 1 year after winning the first boys gold ball in Nokomis hoops history, Cooper and Ace Flag returned home for the weekend to celebrate the banner raising of their team and other Warriors state title teams. After taking the Maine basketball world by storm their freshman year and tearing it up with Maine United on the AAU and Nike EYBL circuit, the Flags took their talents to Montverde Academy in Florida, and they say playing with and against some of the best high school talent in the country has been huge.
Yeah, it's just been like a whole nother level of competition and being able to play with the best players like there is in high school right now. So just getting so much better and just competing every day down there is great.
It's like the level of duo, or at least like just that we're practicing against and playing against every day. And it's like just those type of people that you're playing against every day and going to high level D1 colleges like Duke, Oregon, and Kansas. Just things like that that's just pushing us every day.
Now, the Flags have been supported through and through by the state of Maine and the community in Newport. We saw that last summer during Cooper's Gold Medal Parade and last winter with the community following the team on their state championship run. And the boys were quick to thank those in their circle after seeing that same support despite being gone for almost a year.
I just want to give a shout out to everybody that's ever supported me and just everyone that's ever like cheered me on or like just pretty much has been there for me. So I know there's so many special people in my life that I know that have just been looking over me and looking out for me. So I just think just to give a good shout out to them.
All right, we'll catch up with them on the AAU circuit when the weather gets warmer. Let's stay with some high school sports now. Despite the nor'easter this week, we are only months away from summer, and that means the Maine Lobster Bowl preparations are underway. Let's take a look at the East roster. The game is going to be played Saturday, July 16th at Don Roof Field in Lewiston. Gates open at 1, kickoff is at 4. For the roster, Skowhegan's Quincy McRae, Kyle LePage, and Hunter McEwen made the team, as well as Foxcroft's Caden Crocker and DJ Scheel. Madden White and Grady Hartsgrove from Nokomis Morris are on the roster, as well as Herman's Gary Glidden and Jacob Dow. Bangor's Austin Lorenzo made it. Lawrence's Parker Higgins and Wenslow's Jared Newgard are on the team. For Brewer, Cam Hughes is representing the Witches, Jordan Kraft representing the Coyotes out of Old Town, Caden Brown with Orono, Evan Trajano with Bucksport. For Messalonsky, Bryce Cowell will be suiting up for the East, Bryce Connor for Dexter, Isaac Hayner for Matanocook Academy, Jack Sullivan for Ellsworth, Braden Fitz for MCI, Nolan Mitchell for John Bapst, and Aiden Sanders for Stearns. All right, let's head over to Husson now. It was another career year for junior Bailey Donovan. This week, she was named to the D3Hoops.com All-Region teams. Donovan was named second team All-Region, capping off an impressive list of postseason awards, including her second consecutive Conference Player of the Year, Conference Defensive Player of the Year, first team All-Conference. I could go on and on. She finished averaging 15.2 points per game, 13.5 rebounds. She was 12th in the nation with 65 blocks and top 10 in the nation with 17 double-doubles. And the All-Region selection qualifies her to be named an All-American, but those teams will be announced later this month. All right, let's go back to some football now. Day 2 of legal tampering period in the NFL, and a little more noise out of Foxborough on Tuesday. Let's start with the big news. Jacoby Myers is gone. The Raiders offered him 3 years for $33 million, and that reportedly was more than New England wanted to pay to keep him around. Myers statistically has been the Pats' best pass catcher over the last few years. Since making the roster as an undrafted free agent in 2019, Myers has 235 catches for almost 3,000 yards and 8 scores, the most career yards and receptions for an undrafted free agent in Pats history. He now joins Josh McDaniels and Jimmy Garoppolo in Vegas. New England also signed Broncos offensive lineman Calvin Anderson on Tuesday to a 2-year deal that adds some depth on the offensive line there. All right, going back to the hardwood now, it seems like a few weeks ago we were talking about how the Celtics were an absolute wagon. They were the hottest team in the league and the best team in the league heading into the All-Star break in February. But oh, how those tables have turned. They have now lost 5 of their last 8 games, including one they really should have had on Monday in Houston. They now sit at second place in the East, 2.5 games back from Milwaukee. And with just 13 games left on the regular season schedule, it's really not the best time to try and refigure everything out. Head coach Joe Mazzulla says some of the struggles are concerning, and Jaylen Brown says he wants to get back to the little details.
Yeah, those are concerning, the margins, the free throws, the rebounding, the turnovers, the second chance. So those, regardless of who you play, that's playoff basketball at its finest, is the ability to win those situations. So it's concerning that we're inconsistent in that.
The little stuff goes a long way, picking each other guys up when they fall. When you come out of the game, dapping everybody up, making sure you get everybody's hand, cheering for your teammates, just bringing energy, having fun with the game. That's, I think, is one thing that I want to continue to build.
Sounds like they have a lot to figure out. I'm confident they will, though. That's all the time we have for sports. Be right back after the break.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Nice.
Sweet.
Go big or go home.
What'd you say?
What's up?
Right now, you could save up to $1,100 with affordable 3.99% financing on most four-wheel drive Tacoma models. And every Tacoma comes with 2 years no-cost maintenance and more.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Markdown Madness has started at the Furniture Gallery, and we're in the game to save you money. Introducing our starting lineup. 10% off all in-stock recliners for the best seat in the house. 10% off all adjustable bases to upgrade your sleep and be game day ready. And up to 70% off all clearance items. The Furniture Gallery brings you better brand names plus a bigger in-stock selection, all at the lowest prices around. Hurry in to catch all the action. Find your best value at the Furniture Gallery in Augusta, Bangor, Gorham, Newport, and North Windham.
Did you know that an alpaca item is the most wish-listed gift idea? Stop searching for that perfect gift and start shopping for it at the Blue Alpaca in Belfast. It doesn't matter who's on your gift list, the Blue Alpaca has something for everyone with an incredible selection of alpaca socks, hats, sweaters, even stuffed animals and more. Shop in-store or online and take advantage of their free nationwide shipping. Too much to choose from? Don't worry, the Blue Alpaca also offers gift cards. The Blue Alpaca, feel the difference.
There are so many fun things to do in Maine. Now you can enjoy more for less. Check out Half Off Fun from foxbangor.com.
Welcome to your Family Fun Entertainment Center, Movie Rocket Entertainment Galaxy. Movie Rocket has newly renovated cinemas, and the Starcade features all the best video and arcade games around. Movie Rocket, 268 Odland Road in Bangor, and at movierocketbangor.com.
There's a limited supply available. It's on sale right now. Save with Half Off Fun from foxbangor.com.
Call Me Kat is back with all new episodes.
Does anyone else hear a chorus of angels?
Maya and Bialik stars in Call Me Kat, Thursday on Fox.
Novo Nordisk announcing it's cutting the U.S. prices of several insulin products by up to 75%. The Danish pharmaceutical company confirming Tuesday the price changes will go into effect January 1st, 2024. Some of the products include Novo Nordisk's pre-filled pens and vials of long and short-acting insulins. A Novo executive said, we, quote, remain committed to ensuring patients living with diabetes can afford our insulins, end quote. The company is following in the footsteps of Eli Lilly, a competitor that announced it was slashing its prices of insulin-related products earlier this month.
The first ever nasal spray to treat migraines was just approved by the Food and Drug Administration. Pfizer's Zavspret can relieve users of pain in as fast as 15 minutes. According to the Migraine Research Foundation, almost 40 million Americans suffer from migraines. Psychiatrists say that this drug won't cause a medication overuse headache, and it's safe for migraine sufferers with cardiovascular risk factors. Pfizer plans to make the spray available to purchase in July.
Well, a woman in California and her dedication to fitness is certainly telling all of us that when it comes to working out, age is just a number. At 103 years old, Camarillo resident Teresa Moore visits her local fitness facility 3 to 4 times a week. The gym enthusiast not only works out often, but is all dolled up and looking great while she's doing it, with plenty of jewelry and a, full face makeup right there. Well, Moore says that exercising gives her energy. However, her daughter believes her adventurous nature drives her to the gym every day. Some of Teresa's other favorite hobbies are playing bridge and going to the opera.
She just looks great for 103. Well, finally tonight, the Postmaster General honors a mailman who, while doing his route, saved 3 dogs from a fire.
Thank you. Welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good job.
Long, Pennsylvania presented mail carrier Eugene Petrucci with a letter from Postmaster General Louis DeJoy. Petrucci was on his regular mail route on January 10th when he saw a garage on fire. He knew there were dogs inside the house nearby, so he banged on the front door, but no one answered. Petrucci then pushed in the door, and 2 dogs came out. Responding firefighters were able to save a 3rd dog. Certainly a hero right there, and glad that he got recognized for that.
Oh my gosh, that's literally my worst nightmare, is something happening when I'm not home.
Right.
Oh my Lord, thank heavens for people like that who are willing to put themselves in harm's way just to prevent suffering like that.
Yeah, certainly going above and beyond his duties.
I will say so. Alrighty, well that's going to do it for us, folks. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
For more local news coverage, switch over to our sister station, ABC7, right now for ABC7 News at 11.